Hello everybody and welcome to the San Mamés Stadium for what is set to be a classic Copa del Rey tie as Athletic Club Bilbao take on Football Club Barcelona in a packed San Mamés with an absolutely amazing atmosphere, as you can see from the mosaic here in the stands. 53,000 supporters here, the vast majority cheering on Los Leones. Athletic looking to make it to the semi-finals for a 5th consecutive year against Barcelona, who are probably the tournament favourites despite some recent questionable form. These two teams have lots and lots of history. As you can see, a spectacular view here in San Mamés, packed to the rafters, everybody singing the Athletic Club hymn. Let's get going with the lineups for Athletic. Julen Aguirre-Zabala in goal, Leque, Dani Vivian, Paredes, Yuri across the back, Peña Prados, Vesca in midfield, Aduares on the right, Owen Sunset, Nico Williams and Gorka Guruceta preferred ahead of Asier Villalibre, even though Villalibre is the top scorer in the Cup this season. Aduares in for the injured Alex Berenguer, but there is another player waiting on the subs bench who has come a long way for this game, certain Iñaki Williams. This time yesterday, he was in the Ivory Coast. He's now back in Bilbao. Referee, Mr. Sanchez Martinez, arguably the best referee in La Liga, and he has a difficult job today after some events that have happened in Spain, certain massive refereeing controversies, I think it's fair to say, at the weekend, which has all had their fallout. For Barca, Iñaki Peña continues in goal across the back, Koundé, Araujo, Christensen and Balde. Frenkie de Jong in the holding role, Gundogan and Pedri. Midfield, up front, Ferran Torres, Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. Ferran Torres comes into the game after scoring a hat-trick against Betis on Sunday there. Ernesto Valverde, in his third spell at Athletic, doing a fantastic job this time. Up there, the man who looks as if he's fed well is Joan Laporta, the Barca president, next to John Uriarte, the Athletic Club president. Owen Sunset preparing to get the ball rolling. Athletic kicking from left to right against Barca. We knew the rivalry that San Mamés has seen quite a lot in recent seasons. Sunset goes down, referee was right there, waves play on. Not an easy game to referee, I don't think, today. Not so much because of what's likely to happen on the pitch, but because of the atmosphere surrounding it. Hang on a second, there's Guruceta to Yuri, looks to clip it in. Sunset leaps. Still not clear, and it's in the back of the net. 1-0 to Athletic. Gorka Guruceta opens the scoring for Los Leones. Well, there was a few questions about whether Asier Villalibre should start. Guruceta got the nod, and I think you can say that has replayed the confidence of Ernesto Valverde, and if he needed anything else to get the crowd going, that was it. Gorka Guruceta puts Athletic ahead. Poor pass there from Lamal. Nico Williams slips it in to Guru. Cross from Yuri. Aduares battles away in there. Guruceta puts it into the back of the net. The Barcelona players are complaining. Not sure about what. Sanchez Martinez says the goal is good. 1-0 Athletic lead. it was a little bit untidy between Aduares and the Barca defence. I'm not sure if it was Christensen or Rojo, but the goal stands. As I say, this game is sort of has to be taken into the context of what happened between Real Madrid and Almeria at the weekend, when Real Madrid came back from 2-0 down against the side bottom of the table to win with, it has to be said, some highly controversial refereeing decisions, all given by the VAR. I won't go into great details, it's all there written. Almeria were absolutely furious, but it sometimes actually seems that Football Club Barcelona were even more furious about the decisions given to Real Madrid. In fact, the Barca president Laporta came out in an interview in the Barcelona-based El Mundo Deportivo newspaper this morning, saying that the VAR has been, quote, kidnapped. Obviously, at the same time, Barcelona are under investigation for payments to the former vice president of the referees committee in the Negreira case. So I think fans of every other club in Spain are thinking, well, we haven't really got that much sympathy for either of you. Anyhow, 3 minutes gone, 1-0 to Athletic. Gorka Guruceta. The Los Leones have come out of the traps and are snapping at Barca's heels. Leque with a throw-in to Owen Sanset, who gets, looks as if he got bundled over by De Jong, but I think the referee looks as if he's decided he's going to put the bar quite high in terms of fouls. Mr. Sanchez Martinez from the region of Murcia always looks angry, but he is probably one of the referees with the most personality in the league. Just a pause for breath, just to let you know, these two teams have played twice in the last 4 years in this ground in the Copa del Rey. In 2020, Athletic won 1-0 with a very late goal from Iñaki Williams, and in 2022 they won a thriller 3-2 after extra time. Here's Aduares getting a very rare start. Oh, and that wasn't far away from a second as Guruceta storms in at the near post. Beñat Prados sets up Aduares, takes on Balde. Oof. Just got, actually probably got too much on that there, Guruceta. De Jong just trying to slow things down for Barca. Should remind you that in between those two games in 2020 and 21, Barcelona did beat Athletic 4-0 in the 2021 Cup final, which was played in a sadly open, empty Estadio La Cartuja. Maybe that's what Barca were complaining about. I'm not sure if that was right in the build-up to the goal, but there was a bit of shirt pulling from Adu. Julen Aguirre-Zabala to take the goal kick. Substitute in the league, but if you watched Athletic's game against Alaves last week in the Cup, showed that he is a very excellent keeper. Fine substitute to Spain international Unai Simon. I was going to say normally very good with his feet, but he took his eye off the ball there for a second. There's Mikel Vesca to Nico Williams. Nico will take on Christensen. Turns one way, turns the other. Christensen smart there, using his body. And concedes a corner. Just to let you know, there's another quarter-final played today in Mallorca. Mallorca home to league leaders Girona. Mallorca winning by 3-2. Bit of a surprise there. They were 3-0 up. Nico to take the corner. And he'll take another one. Xavi Hernandez looking Excellent save, but not happy. Once again, Christensen gets up. Prados knocks it in, but straight into the arms of Iñaki Peña, who's obviously covering for the still injured Marc-Andre ter Stegen. So Aduares hasn't started in the league, number 29 for Athletic. He's playing because Alex Berenguer, who was expected to start, picked up a late injury in, as I say, Iñaki Williams, even though he's on the bench after possibly the most followed flight ever. Certainly isn't going to be in conditions to play 90 minutes. A free kick there. Yuri just leans into Gundogan. Former Manchester City player. Christensen. Looking to take a little bit of the sting out of Athletic. If you've watched Athletic a lot this season, you know they like to pressure high up the field. It's nicely worked out this side to Balde. Young fullback back in favour after a drop in form over the last couple of months ago. Barca keep the ball, Athletic get men back behind it. Once again, Gundogan, that's nicely played. Pedri losing out. And the referee penalises Beñat. Can't really see, it's not really clear, that replay. Second start in just 4 days for Pedri. Obviously he's had his fair share of injury problems. Once again, Gundogan will take the free kick. It's nicely played out wide to Koundé, and Aduares able to clear. Jules Koundé. Probably happier, I think it's fair to say, playing in central defence, but covering at right back. João Cancelo has recovered from injuries on the bench. Portuguese loanee, as is, of course, João Felix. So Barca looking to control the ball. I think just sitting a little bit deeper. Christensen, who's also fit again after not playing in last week's win away to Unionistas Salamanca, or in the 4-2 win away to Betis. 17-year-old Kubasi. Pau Kubasi got the nod, did a good job as well. De Jong being pressured by Guruceta. Guruceta's got the instructions to run himself into the ground 60 minutes, and then Villa Libre would probably come on, we'll see. Once again, Balde playing quite a long way forward. And De Jong. Gundogan, Barca at the edge of their own area, looking for the long one forward. It's easy for Dani Vivian, but it goes straight back to Gundogan. It's an untimely slip there from Balde. Iñigo Lequa's just looking to flick that down to Beñat, and he gets there, the midfielder. Nice ball there to Oyen Sanset, Spain international, who forces a throw-in. Spain coach Luis de la Fuente is here today. I'm sure he'll be running the eye over Balde after leaving him out of his last squad. There's Aduaris. Back it goes to Beñat Prados. Too much meat on that pass from Mikel Vesca. So Barca starting to dominate possession. In quickly there, Gundogan. And there's Lamar once again. Still Barca though. Okay, Gundogan, that's not exactly where you want to be clearing, but there was Aduaris to get a touch, and Nico Williams, can he use his pace here, Nico? He certainly got it. Got mobbed. Home fans asking for a free kick, but not getting it. And back come Barca, Ferran Torres. The Shark, as he's nicknamed, Tiburon in Spanish. Just clipped his heel there. It was accidental, but there's Araujo to Koundé. Peña. Should be comfortable for Dani Vivian. It is. And he gets it back to Aitor Paredes, who was a little bit too casual there. Good challenge on Nico. Barcelona winning the ball this time in the Athletic half. Lewandowski looking for the flick to Ferran Torres. And back to Christensen. De Jong. Just approaching 15 minutes, that first-minute goal from Gorka Guruceta, separating the two sides. But Atleti getting a flying start. Barcelona just looking to control the game now. And they will be mindful that with Aduares and Nico Williams, Athletic have a lot of pace up front. Once again, Balde. And quickly there, Vivian. Once again, Barca just taking the time. Frenkie de Jong opens it out to Balde. He's going to hit the accelerator. Chance for Lewandowski. Looks to loft it into the area. That's a slightly rash challenge on Christensen. I think he had to make it, but he's called Guruceta, and the referee over very quickly. A little bit unlucky there. And he also booked Xavi for protesting. Well, if Joan Laporta's interview in the Mundo Deportivo newspaper today was looking to pressure the referee, I think Mr. Sanchez Martinez has showed that he isn't going to be pressured. So first yellow card of the game goes for Anders Christensen. Just allows Athletic just to take a little breather. Back with Julen. He sends that one long. Guruceta's going to look for the flick. Good header from Araujo. He'll have to do well to beat the Uruguayan. But nicely worked out to Yuri Berchiche. He's fully recovered now after suffering a broken leg in the last game of last season, which was thanks to a horrible challenge from Real Madrid right back Dani Carvajal. Koundé looking to stick right close to Nico Williams. I think they know they can't let him turn. Obviously, renewing his contract with Athletic in before the end of the year. Barca were sniffing around Nico. Looks as if they really fancied the chances of signing him. He would have been out of contract at the end of June. I wanted to get him on a free, as they did to Inigo Martinez, the former Athletic central defender who joined Barca on a free this summer. When he's been fit, he's played really well for Barca. But he hasn't really been fit very much. Leque puts that one down the wing. Well defended by Balde again. So again, Araujo. Chance of an overlap perhaps here. Instead it goes back to Gundogan. Araujo. Once again, Barca being patient. Moving it across to Balde. So far Athletic covering the spaces reasonably well. Aduares doing a good job there. Koundé. Ferran Torres once again being hassled there by Beñat. And Barca continue the monologue. Referee tried to give the advantage there, but that's a good decision, I think, pulling it back, and looks like Balde's suffered a muscle problem. He's gone straight down, put his arm up, asking for help. It was good refereeing, tried to give the advantage, and when it wasn't there, pulled the play back. It doesn't look very good for Balde though. Just looking at who Barca could put on. Well, obviously João Cancelo, if they think he's fit or fit enough, or Sergio Roberto, you'd think would be the logical choice. You see it there, it's a hamstring, isn't it? That's unfortunate for Balde. In Spanish, hamstring is isquiotibialis. The hamstring's a lot easier. Another look at the goal. It's a bit scrappy, but it fell kindly at the Guruceta to whack into the back of the net. 2 years ago he was playing for Amorebieta, who are currently bottom of the second division, and were bottom of the second division the year he played for them as well, but he scored 13 goals, earned him a return ticket to San Mamés. It's really unlucky for Balde, but I think once again here, listen to the applause as he comes off, and I think that says a lot about the fans in San Mamés. really unlucky. And Iñaki Williams goes over as well to have a word with him. And I think it's Hector Font who's coming on, another Barca youngster. Normally plies his trade in the Barca B team. So once again, Barca's injury list gets longer and longer. It's mainly a right-back Font. He's just 17 years old, so what we said about Xavi, sometimes necessity is the mother of invention, but he's got Lamine Yamal on the pitch. He played Pau Kubasi not very long in the last couple of games, and now he's brought in Hector Font, another 17-year-old. But you say he's predominantly right-footed, so we'll have to play at a bit of a disadvantage. And Alejandro Balde was having a good game pushing forward. Sunset does like to turn. It's not a great pass though. Although, good battle in the middle there from Mikel Vesca. There's Nico. He's got Koundé in front of him. Good run from Benyat. Once again, the referee reckons there's not enough there for the free kick to be given. It's a poor pass though for Aduaris, who's going to straight away have a go at Font. And that'll do the youngster a lot of good, won't it? Is to help his confidence, that challenge. Oof. Just found Athletic out of position there, Barca. Control wasn't quite there. As the pass to Sunset also went astray. Some scrappy moments of football there. De Jong to Christensen. Just to let you know, 2 teams qualified for the last 4 so far. Real Sociedad, who won away to Celta last night. Disappointing Celta as well. Played lots and lots of B team of fringe players. In a quarter-final, I think you'd want a bit more from your coach if you were a fan. And Mallorca said beating Girona 3 goals to 2 again. That finished just as we got underway here in San Mamés. There was incredible atmosphere outside the ground beforehand. Thousands and thousands of fans lining the Gran Via main street, main drag here. Oh, hang on a sec, there's Torres, looks to get into the area, and that is a oh my word! Well, that is an equaliser. I'll have another look at that. I think Athletic will be very annoyed they didn't clear it, but they all count. Quite sure what Julian's complaining about. Let's have another look at this again. It's not that well read by Vivian. Cannons around, and in the end the clearance of Yuri rebounds off Lewandowski into the goal. Completely wrong foot in the keeper. Well, he was in the right place, wasn't he, Lewandowski, chasing it down. I think Yuri should have been looking to clear that out wide. Well, they've been in charge for the last 20 minutes, Barca. Hadn't really created anything until that. Slightly strange goal, wasn't it? A bit of a comedy of errors. It's Then Vivian misreading the first pass. And I say that clearance cannoning in off Lewandowski. Once again we go back to script. Barcelona controlling the ball. Just looking down on this near side, Hector Font's taken up a very advanced place, or role. Well, once again, good pressure there though. I'm not sure if that's offside against Nico or not. We'll see if the linesman's raised his flag. Looked as if it was just off. Oof, no, actually, looking at it again, it's not. Christensen's played him on. Iñaki Peña as we approach the half hour. Once again, Julen comes to make a claim. Barca pressing a little bit higher up this time. Just forcing Athletic to send it long, which means hopefully they can cut out. They can keep Sanset quiet, the number 8 for Athletic. He is one of the main routes of distribution for the Basque team, who we're out today, as well as Berenguer. No Inigo Rutte Galarreta. Oh, a tremendous all-purpose midfielder. Free kick for Barca. Valverde saying there was a foul in the other half of the pitch. Little contact there from Beñat. Just on the half hour, Iñaki Peña takes his time. Athletic just allowing him to play it out, not pushing quite as aggressively as they do usually. Fonts, well, once again, a little bit of a misunderstanding there. As Nico turns into trouble. It's good battling though from Dani Vivian. Just slipped again, Nico Williams. Not the first time he's slipped this evening. That's easy for Koundé, and he's picked out Lamine Yamal as well. He's going to have a go at Paredes. He's got Gundogan in support. Instead he shoots, and that is an absolute screamer from the youngster. That is a brilliant goal. Brilliant goal from Lamine Yamal. It's hard to believe how young this player is and how well he's playing. Well, one goal that was a little bit lucky, and another was an absolute blinder there from Lamine Yamal. He's got space. It's got to be said, Vesca commits himself, but he cuts inside and puts it in the corner. Screamer. 2-1 to Football Club Barcelona. Still only 16 years old. Well, there was a lot of wondering what sort of Barca will we see today. Will we see the Barca side that's was pretty flat through most of January, or the Barca side that played well against Betis at the weekend? And so far, we're seeing the better version of Barca, aren't we? Aduaris waits for Leque. Instead gives it to Sanset. He's going to chase Christensen. It's Font, actually. He's played it on well to Pedri. He's in a bit of trouble here, Pedri, but quality player. Just needs his injuries, muscle injuries, to respect him a wee bit. Athletic just need to get a little bit of touch contact with the ball. So they've been chasing it for quite a lot of this first half, and then they've been a bit hasty when they've had it. So looking at that replay, there was a bit of a high arm there on Lewandowski. It's a bit of a shirt pull on Nico. So the referee keeping the bar pretty high. Once again looking for Nico Williams. Got Araujo outside him, who's, despite being a full-back, a central defender, is one of the faster defenders in the league. Suffered in the Super Cup, but normally he's defended really well against, for example, Vinicius. Nico looks to put that one in, and Peña's nowhere. It's Aduaris. Still not cleared. Sanset looks to turn, and Barca able to block. Oof. Dani Vivians. Looks it was Paredes who stumbles over the ball there. Pedro looks to open it out. Once again, it's Lamine Yamal with Koundé in support, but this time it's nodded through to Julen Agrizabala. Couldn't do anything about the two goals. Leque loses out to Font. And this time it's Sanset to get booked. Goes through Lewandowski from behind there, doesn't he? So can't really complain about that booking. João Felix. Mind, of course, Hector Font coming on for Barca, replacing the injured Alejandro Valde. It's like a hamstring injury. To get a bit of space here for Barca. Here is Font. Checks back, gives it to Frenkie de Jong. Going to look to curl that one in, and that is a great ball in from the youngster, Lewandowski. Made a good run. Paredes makes the block. Really good run there from deep. Nobody picked that run up, did they? Barca have the corner on this near side. Obviously with Christensen and Araujo in the middle. They're a dangerous team to defend against. It's not the tallest of teams either. Ball not quite where it should be. And that's not a bad effort, but Julian able to make a comfortable claim. Needs some movement. Doesn't find it. Lewandowski pressuring. Got to go out wide. It does indeed to Yuri Vercice, who's got Sunset and Nico Williams in support. Goes out to Nico. Kills that one in. This time it's comfortable for Iñaki Peña. They've got a few things to think about. So will we be seeing Iñaki Williams straight away at the start of the second half? Or will he wait a little bit longer? Offside. When you're getting a look at that, Nico Williams is on the charge on this far side, and not a great ball in, to be honest. Gundogan able to clear. Kunde. Paredes. And once again Beñat Prados. Got Ander Herrera as well on the bench, Athletic. As Nico has a go again. Still going to have a go at another chance at Kunde. Pulls the space for Yuri. This cross was a wee bit deep. Beñat Prados again. To Mikel Vesca, who can hit it. Didn't know. Cut inside. I wonder if he just lacked a bit of confidence. Pedri to Lewandowski. De Jong. Barca done well to take the sting out of that attack. Oh, good challenge to Sunset. Oh, in Sunset to Nico Williams. His first touch was poor. And out it goes. Not at his best today, Nico Williams. Which is good news for Barca. Here's another look at that goal from the 16-year-old, my word. Lamine Yamal. What I hope happens is I hope they don't overplay him, which is something that happened to Pedri in his first year when he was just 17. He played something like, I think, 73 games for Barca, for the Spanish national team at the European Championships, and then went to the Olympics, and then started the next season after a very short break, and he had a lot of muscle problems ever since. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Lamine Yamal, as I said. A very special talent. 5 minutes left in the half. 2-0, 2-1 to Barcelona after falling behind to an early goal from Gorka Guruceta. Steadied the ship, Athletic, since then, but not really threatened. Offside flag goes up again. You wouldn't argue with him, would you, the referee, looking at that? Yeah, that's a correct call by the looks of that. That's good work, Beñat Prados, once again winning possession. Here's Nico. Takes a deflection wide. Corner for Athletic. I don't think Athletic have scored a header from a corner so far this season. Looped. For a moment there, I'm sure Iñaki Peña was a wee bit worried. Nico will take the corner. Oh! Well, that was straight at Peña. I think a foot either way and that would have been in. I'll tell you who that was in a minute. I must confess I couldn't see through the crowd of players. Athletic trying to keep the pressure on. Yuri charged down. Now Barca have the chance to break. It's with Ferran Torres. If he looks up on this near side, he's got Gundogan and Lewandowski, but Athletic cut the ball out. It's back. This time with Aduares, who's swapped wings with Nico Williams. But he too finds little joy. Referee's played on. So from a long way away, that looked like a foul. So did that. Anyhow, it's back with Nico on the right now. Turned one way, turned the other, and then went straight. Leque. It's not quite working for Athletic, is it? Those one-on-ones aren't coming off. Here's a look at that. Sansetu has the chance from the corner. So I think either way, and I don't think Peña would have been able to react to that. Just in a minute how much injury time the referee will add. Should be a couple of minutes for 2 or 3 minutes for Balde's injury. Barca, I'm sure they're quite happy to see out the closing moments of this first half. Just need to reset a little bit. Say a couple of big players. Nico Williams hasn't had a good game. Mikel Vesca. Game sort of passed him by a wee bit as well. So they are missing Inigo Ruiz de Galarreta in that midfield role. Once again, Beñat Prados wins the ball. I'd say the pick of the bunch for Athletic again today. He's having a really good couple of months. The youth team player, in fact, every member of the Athletic squad today. Hang on. Every player on the pitch for Athletic at the moment came through their youth system. Leque. To Nico. So his touch is a bit heavy. Again, and this time he wins the free kick. Pull back Hector Font, I think got booked for that. So 4 minutes of injury time. Chance for Athletic to swing this free kick in. It's not an ideal angle. Nico Williams to take it. Not a bad delivery. Well defended though. Sunset. Paredes. Nicely worked, but in the end, a tame shot from Mikel Vesca. Needed a bit more commitment in it, a bit more conviction. goes a wee bit long. Dear, that's not good. Here's Lamine. Picks up Ferran Torres. And hanging around, it's with Gundogan. Athletic can't clear. Barca nearly make it 3-1. Ferran Torres, but Julen makes an excellent save. I think actually must have been the whole thing. Looking at it, has been ruled out for offside. So all of that drama wouldn't have counted. Think about it's all very well and good linesmen keeping their flags down until quite late. Doesn't really help players sometimes. Good work there from Vivian. Vesca. Sunset. Let's get turns or in Sunset. Aduares, still Adu, and in the end it was much ado about nothing, if you forgive me. That should just about do us for the first half. I think we got 15. Oof. Well, I don't think it was offside, although in the end the flag went up. So, Athletic taking the lead in the first minute of Gorka. Robert Lewandowski with a little bit of fortune, making it 1-1 in the 26th minute, and Lamine Yamal scoring an absolute screamer to put Barca ahead just after the half hour. So 45 minutes gone, it's Athletic Club 1, Barcelona 0. If Athletic want to get back into this, they have to cut out some of their mistakes. Will they be able to do that? Will Iñaki's flight back be in vain? We'll find out very soon. Hello everyone, welcome back to the San Mamés Stadium for the second half of our Copa del Rey quarter-final. Two classic cup teams, or cup teams even. Athletic, 24 titles, and Barca, 31. Barca lead 2-1 at the break, coming back from Gorka Guruzeta's opening minute goal for Athletic, with a slightly lucky goal from Lewandowski. Mistake though from the Athletic fullback Yuri, has to be said, with his clearance straight at him. You don't clear the ball into your own penalty area. And then a screamer from the youngster, from the teenager Lamine Yamal, cutting in from the outside, bringing it onto his left foot and scoring into the far corner of the net. Athletic making a substitution. It's Unai Gomez coming on, and he is replacing, I think that was Sunset, I saw. I only think that that is for injury. Unai Gomez, aggressive central midfielder, nicknamed Rambo. And if you get a close-up, you'll see why. Certainly will add a bit more impetus and a bit more oomph into the home side, though. I know Sunset's on the pitch still. I think he's replaced Vesca. Yes, Vesca who's gone off, yeah. Sorry about that. Well, that's interesting. Quite an aggressive change there from Ernesto Valverde. So more of a direct number 10. Unai Gomez. But I think Vesca has had a few injury problems of late. Wasn't looking sharp. So I'm definitely going to put a bit more bite into midfield there. And there's still, of course, Iñaki Williams on the bench. 59% of the ball is the stat that I've got. One yellow card each. Sunset for Athletic and Christensen for Barca. Pond had maybe picked one up for shirt pulling, but obviously not. Just reminded that Barcelona had to take off Alejandro Balde in the first half as he suffered a hamstring injury. It's unlucky, and we wish him a quick recovery. Here's Aduares. Sanset's cross doesn't get past Hector Font, as there Iñaki Williams warms up. When he gets on, there will be a heck of a roar from the crowd. Ian Guruceta, joint top scorers in the league for Athletic, 8 goals each. Sunset to Nico Williams. Not having a great game so far, Nico. Slipping and sliding a lot. Not really getting past his man either. He's also been well watched, it has to be said. This time he does win the free kick off Jules Koundé. Which he will take. It's a decent delivery, well cleared again though. So Barca central defenders, Christensen and Araujo, looking very solid. That's less solid from Lamine Yamal, but after the goal we scored, we'd forgive him. There he is again. Oh, goodness gracious. In the end, Athletic recover, but once again, just such quick feet there from the 16-year-old. Sunset is getting a pretty clear shirt pull. Referee playing on. Yuri. He's got Nico Williams in front of him. Still Yuri Berchiche. This time he does give it to Nico. Cuts inside. Kills that cross in, and there is the equaliser! Well, that's as easy as A, B, C, isn't it? Owen Sanset makes it 2-2 in San Mamés. Game on again. Sometimes football just looks to be a very simple game. Yuri goes forward. Nobody really challenges Yuri here. Gives it to Nico, who's got space to cut inside, look for the cross, there's no offside. And thank you very much, says Owen Sanset. And all of a sudden, the fans have found their voice. So 52,000 in here today in San Mamés. To be fair, they were disappointed, they were quiet in the first half. Barca controlling things, taking the sting out of Athletic. But all of a sudden the Lions have found their claws again. Here's Nico. Ferran Torres, fans asking for offside. And this time Barca get the free kick, clearly a foul. Question is, was there an offside on this near side? It's very, very hard to judge, isn't it, from that angle? Next year, is there going to be... I guess it might only work for goals and that, but we will have the semi-automatic VAR, which was used in the World Cup, and I think that will make life a lot easier. Once again, the slightly frightening Mr. Sanchez Martinez just asking for a wee bit of calm from Guruceta. I don't want to book you, I think he's saying there, isn't he? To be fair, there might not be much of a push there, but if a referee sees both hands, then you're making his job easy for him. Well, what a start to the second half. Athletic getting back on level terms after a nicely worked goal. Nodded in by Owen Sunset. Danny Vivian. Brings that one out, forces a throw-in. Well, we said this is a classic tie between the two teams who have won the Cup the most times in the history of the competition. Barca 31 times, Athletic 24. Lots of meetings in recent seasons. Athletic winning here 3-2 in 2022. Barca beating them in the 2021 Cup final. It's against Sunset, they're struggling to pick up his runs. Yuri looks to go into the penalty area, crosses it deep, there's no one there. That's well played out from Barcelona, winning the throw-in. Barca have played a lot of finals as well. Barca beating Athletic in the finals in 2009, 2012 and 2015 as well. But that game was actually played in the Camp Nou, which made life a little bit easy for Barca. Even though there were more Athletic fans in the stands and there were Barca fans. Well, looks like Athletic are going to make another substitution in a minute or two. Just on this near side, Iñaki Williams, who has been warming up, is making his way over. So once it was confirmed that Ghana, he's been obviously at the African Cup of Nations with Ghana, once it was confirmed last night that Ghana were out of it, and Iñaki was basically on the plane about 2 hours later. Aduaris puts that one in, well defended. Flew from the capital of the Ivory Coast, whose name escapes me, I do apologise for my geographical ignorance there, to Paris, and Athletic had a private plane there to pick him up this morning and fly him into Bilbao airport. I won't talk about the carbon emissions, but I think there'll be a few people who are quite happy to plant trees if he scores the winning goal. All of a sudden it's Athletic having the best of this second half. The entry of Unai Gomez has given a bit more oomph to the home side, and there Guruzeta charging it, forcing a corner from the youngster Hector Font. So just 17 as well, Hector Font. Nico with a corner. Once again, Barca defending well. Not that well though, as Aduaris does well. I suspect if when Iñaki comes on, he will be the player to come off. Now it's Sunset. Clips that one in. Christensen clears. Barca having to weather the storm here. Beñat once again looking for Nico. He should get there. He does indeed. He's got Hector Font in front of him. Pulls it back to Unai Gomez. His first touch just lets him down, but he's battled back. It's curled in from Lekwe. And that was inches over the bar from Guruzeta. Just that touch there from Gomez. But he picks himself up, wins that back. That's a decent chance for Athletic. Lekwe it was with the cross. Anyway, we've seen the replay, the ball's going high at the other end. Ferran Torres looking to challenge. Great reaction from the Athletic dugout there. So meanwhile, we're back live. It's with Koundé. It's a decent delivery. It's Leque back to head that one clear. Only as far as Hector Font. Certainly not shown any lack of confidence getting forward. I think they teach you that at the La Masia. There's Sunset. Throw goes for Athletic. I'm not convinced that should have been, but the linesman gave it. And all of a sudden there's a different look, isn't there, about the home side. They've upped the pace. Unai Gomez has just put that extra bit of bite in. He's playing further forward than Vesca was. Gundogan. Is it Barca? Talking about Athletic substitutes at Barca, we've got João Cancelo, João Felix as well. Obviously, player on a good day has got magic in his boots. Fermin Lopez, who's really impressed as well when given the chance. Player who's been promoted from the B team. Barca just trying to take a bit of sting out of things. You're not going to play on after that, are you? Free kick for Barca. And there he is. As I said, 24 hours ago he was still in the Ivory Coast. And Araujo's gone down. Well, another player who's an absolutely storming defender, the Uruguayan, but another one who does suffer a lot of injuries. There's been interest, rumours of interest from Bayern for him. I'm not surprised at that. And well, Iñaki Williams comes on for Aduares. Second start of the season for Adu, and listen to that roar for Iñaki Williams. Somebody put the flight details of his plane from the Ivory Coast to Paris, basically on social media, and then the flight details of his flight from Paris to Bilbao this morning, and his flight tracker, I think the site is, and it's the most followed flights at the time. I think it's every Athletic Bilbao fan. Look at that, was Iñaki's flight doing. Well, that should give more pace, more strength, more directness to Athletic. Didn't play much in the African Cup of Nations, substituting in the first game. Started the second, and just 2 minutes in the last game. So game time shouldn't be a problem for him. The question is, how are his legs after being in an aeroplane, or two aeroplanes? Saying that, it's not like us mortals who have to do squeezy yet, is it? Anyhow, 60 minutes gone, 2-2 in San Mamés. Absolutely vibrant second half here. Athletic coming back into this after being second best before the break. Nice play there from Pedri. Gundogan. The movement there from Ferran Torres. Just falling kindly, but Koundé scored a screamer against Salamanca, or Unionistas de Salamanca. There's Nico to his brother. Iñaki hits the accelerator. It makes like... If he could score the winning goal today, I think there'd be a world of headline writers saying, well, there's my job done. That wasn't it, however. Slice finish there from Iñaki Williams. As you get another look at the goal. Lovely cross from Nico. And made it look simple. Kevin Doyle there, celebrating with Sunset. Goal kick, says Mr. Sanchez Martinez. Six of one, half a dozen of another there, isn't it, between Iñaki and Hector Font. As João Felix warms up for Barca, obviously. I've got to say his loan has been a bit disappointing for Barca from Atletico Madrid. Play with an immense amount of talent. Sometimes drifts in and out. Well, straight away, given back. It's again Athletic recovering the ball. And that's gone out for a corner, but woof, once again Athletic this time winning it high. Might be disappointed they didn't do a little bit more with that. Sanset opens it up to Iñaki Williams. Just quite make the contact he was looking for there, Sanset. How a game of football can change, eh? Before half-time you were looking at 3-1 being more likely. Nico curls another one in. Barca. And all hands to the pumps. Oh, that's nicely played though, and if they look up, here is Lamine Yamal. Can Lamine score? He puts it wide. Gilt-edged chance there for the youngster. Players Barca have got, they always have the chance of a break. He does everything right, but finishes wide of the post as Julen Aguirre-Zabala look to close him down. Once again, Sunset looks for Iñaki Williams, fires wide. And Araujo's down again, holding his knee this time. Just does enough though, doesn't he, to put Iñaki off his shot. And he's fallen badly. Once again, you've seen so many people suffer bad knee injuries this season. You hope it's not You hear the word cruciate ligament, don't you? So Ronaldo Araujo making a possible goal-saving challenge. But is he going to pay a heavy price? So the logical choice would be, well, obviously the youngster Pau Kubasi. And indeed it is going to be the youngster Pau coming on. Another 17-year-old, Barca with two 17-year-olds in defence. I hope this isn't too serious for Araujo. Quarterfinal is all stripped off and ready to come on. Joe Felix, no, I tell a lie. Well, I wonder if they'd put, would they be tempted to put Koundé in central defence? Well, at the moment, you know, he's limping around the far side of the pitch. I'm sure they're going to see if he can continue. I don't think against Nico, against Iñaki, and with Sunset playing as usual, I don't think you can afford to be carrying any passengers. Maybe Frenkie de Jong might also just drop a little bit deeper to add cover now at the moment. Athletic pressing really high still. That's a lovely turn from Lamal. Looking for the run from Ferran. And Julen reads it well. Midway through the second half, 2-2 in San Mamés. Athletic Club Bilbao against Football Club Barcelona, looking to join Real Sociedad de Mallorca in the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey. Final, third quarter-final is tomorrow. Atletico Madrid against Sevilla. Don't know if that's offside against Nico. It is indeed. Just delayed the pass. And good defending there from Barca. Oh, yeah, it's Christensen who comes off. Well, he didn't play at the weekend and he didn't play last week. And there's Christensen. So obviously Xavi Hernandez loath to risk him, but seeing how Araujo is, well, Uruguay must think he's okay. Well played there by Héctor Paredes. Uruseta doesn't get past Araujo. Hard to see if Christensen's got an injury. Again, Unai Gomez. Nico. Looking for the 1-2, Nico Williams, and great defending again. Well, I think we can say after that he is recovered. It's Koundé and Araujo between them. It's good commitment. You want to see that as a coach, don't you? Two teams giving absolutely everything. Nico Williams with a corner. It's flicked on, flicked over by Unai Gomez. As another popular figure is about to come into the fray, Asier Villalibre. Scored 2 goals against Alaves last Tuesday, 2 goals in the previous round in Eibar, and 2 goals in the round before that against Cajon. So 6 goals in the Copa del Rey for Villalibre. The Buffalo. Have Athletic got the steam to keep going? So they had an extra 24 hours recovery time after the weekend, but how important is that? Another challenge. Really made an impact tonight. And straight swap up front, Guruzeta, scorer of the opening goal. Replaced by Asier Villalibre. Every player who's played so far for Athletic, and with 13 so far, 14 with the 2 subs. Every one of them a youth team product. The Buffalo leaps, it falls to Nico. Nico puts that so close. Cuts inside. Oh my word. Complete transformation in Nico Williams in between one half and the other. Couldn't really nothing went right for him in the first half. Does well there, Lamine Yamal. No, it's not a booking though. So he's pulling him there and then brings him down. So dangerous free kick for Barca as João Felix prepares to come on. So Barca, Lewandowski, Koundé, Torres, Araujo. Plenty there for Gundogan to aim for. Instead he's played it short to Frenkie de Jong. The defence decides to stay deep. Might not have been a great idea as it still falls to Gundogan. Looks for a second attempt, forces the corner. Well defended by Nico Williams. Barcelona keep up the pressure. Minutes to go. Second corner of the game for Barca. Referee wants a word. I always think this sort of situation favours the attacking side because obviously the referee's keeping an eye out for any pulling and pushing. Once again Barca playing it short. Blocked once again by Nico, but Barca keep possession, everybody in the Athletic half except for Iñaki Peña. Still waiting to get on João Felix. I wonder if that'll be for Ferran or Lamal. Koundé taken out. They're taking Nico out. Crowd ask for a yellow card. Referee says no. And there's a substitution. It's Lewandowski who comes off. To the appreciation of the faithful in San Mamés. To be fair, he reacts very cleverly to put that in, but I still think it's a big mistake from the defender. Yeah, João Felix, so I suspect he'll play more of a floating role. In fact, just looking at the pitch, Ferran Torres has moved into the centre. And João, well, have a bit of a free range. Free kick as De Jong feels a little contact there from Iñaki. Well, Athletic have made a massive effort for the first 35 minutes nearly of the second half. Will it mean they run out of gas in the last 12 or so, plus injury time? And very finely balanced. There's Gundogan. It's 2022, it went to extra time. João Felix looks to find space, but Barca this time just once again just allowed to keep a little bit of possession. Yuri pounces, but Unai Gomez bursts through the middle. He's got support both ways. Sunset has the chance. Oh, in Sunset puts it over. Once again, storming run from Unai Gomez. Strength takes him through. He's got options both ways. Sunset closed down in the end by Pau. Via libre. Unai Gomez. Beñat Prados. Not been quite as active, but he's played an intelligent game again, the youngster. Playing in the second division last season on loan at Mirandes. Not far away, Miranda de Ebro, about 50 miles from Bilbao. Leque, players queuing up in the middle. Oh, great defending again. Sunset went for that. Got to be said, Barca are defending really very, very well indeed. He's given a corner, but I'm not sure if that should have been a goal kick. It should have been a goal kick, I think. And Nico Williams takes it. Struggles to get there. Ferran Torres now has to clear, and in the end the referee says that's enough. Free kick for Barca. Is that Christensen who's got the ice on his ankle? Indeed it is. Must make him a doubt for the weekend. One for you, and one for you. Ferran and Benyat booked for that. Just a little reaction there from the athletic midfielder. He's thinking the weekend, Barcelona at home to Villarreal. Team who finished 5th last season in the league, having a miserable time of things at the moment. Coached by former athletic coach Marcelino. Make sure everything's calmed down, Mr. Sanchez Martinez. And away we go again. 7.5 minutes of normal time plus whatever he adds on. And then possibly extra time. Another free kick for Barca. Flicked on once again, Sanset, who's having an immense game today. Nice play from Gundogan, well worked out. João Felix is danger. There's Hector Font on the outside. Looks to pull that one back. Whoa. Still danger though, as Gundogan looks to make some magic happen. Doesn't get past Vivian though. Now Athletic to break. Now that's a yellow card. Called taking one for the team. Hector Font stopping that dangerous break with a bit of a shirt pull. It goes to Aitor Paredes. And Barca actually have another league game next week as well to recuperate the match they didn't play because of the Super Cup. So there's no rest for them. And Prados battles away. Nico Williams threads that down to the unstopping Sanset. Unai Gomez forced to check. Prados. Delekwe. Nearly loses out to João Felix, has to send it back to his keeper, Julian Aguirre-Zabala, who's really had very little to do in the second half. Oh dear! Paredes! Oh my word, that was the game! And Yamin Lamal, after robbing and picking Paredes' pocket, puts that wide. Well, plenty of time there, Paredes, but he gets his pocket picked, and there. That is a massive let-off for Athletic and for Paredes. I think that expression says it all. Lekwe to Iñaki. His touch is a bit heavy. Come on, mate, I've flown back from the Ivory Coast and you're giving that against me. collision there. Given handball. Wasn't sure if he'd given the studs or the arm. Still not sure actually. It's against space on the left if they look up Barca. There's Ferran Torres. This is play on with Koundé. Once again, there's a defender there to clear. That's play on, says the referee after that challenge from Frankie de Jong, and he gives that. I think we can call that robust, that challenge from Frankie de Jong. Just to say that Sunset has got a yellow card, so maybe he was a little bit lucky there. Not to see a second yellow as he clipped de Jong's heels. Obviously Athletic will be saying, well, it should have been a free kick their way first. Gundogan again. Easy for Julen Aguirre-Zabala to claim. Minute and a half left of normal time. Beñat Prados to Sunset. Oh my word, that wasn't far away, was it, from Yamin? There's Nico Williams. Yuri on the overlap. Fires it in low, right across the face of goal. And the offside flag up against Yuri before he put the cross in. Just offside. Just had the attendance 50,953. Double substitution for Athletic. Beñat Prados run himself into the ground. He's replaced by Ander Herrera. And the other substitution, I suspect it'll be Leque. Bosco de Marcos. It is indeed for Leque. So de Marcos on at right back. Has been struggling with a muscle problem, de Marcos, so a slight surprise to see him in the squad today. Just 4 minutes of injury time. The referee obviously fancies a bit of extra time. Good defending from Hector Font. Oh, he gets the ball through to João Felix as well, who doesn't get the ball past Unai Gomez, who I think has been outstanding since coming on. Nice control there from Koubasi. It's a bit crass on Lamal. Nicely worked there with Frenkie de Jong. Gundogan. Can Barca sneak it? Or can either of the teams sneak it in 90 minutes? Play on, says the referee. As Iñaki Williams once again looks to hit the accelerator, but well defended by Hector Font. As well, Koundé. Back it goes once again. Just 2 minutes left before extra time looms. It's looming larger and larger, I think, on the horizon. And the horizon is getting not so far away. Peña. Free kick. A little push on Ander Herrera. There's not much there, is there? But he's just got him in the air. Xavi looking a wee bit more nervous now as it goes down to Owen Sunset. It's not a great ball. Well defended once again, though, Araujo. So it's been excellent as well, Ronald Araujo. One for the keeper. There's the chance for one last attack in this match. Julen Aguirre-Zabala brings the ball forward. Iñaki Williams wins the header. And Marcos gives it away. Just seconds left here. There's 2 men in support. Oof. A couple of Barca people next to me reckon that was a free kick. It might not have been wrong, but as it is, extra time here in San Mamés. Another 30 minutes to enjoy, or not if you're of the nervous disposition. Absolute electric second half of football here between the two sides. Athletic getting back on level terms with Owen Sunset's header from Nico Williams' cross. Possibly having more chances to win it than Barca, but Barca had two great opportunities. Both of them Lamine Yamal, who scored an absolute screamer to put Barca ahead in the 32nd minute. One-on-one with Aguirre-Zabala, puts it wide, and then took it round the keeper and put his effort into the crowd. Just seeing a few of the highlights. Opening the scoring, Athletic in the first minute with Gorka Guruzeta. Barcelona equalised. Quite a good reaction from Lewandowski here, although I think Athletic should have dealt with this a bit better. Ball falls kindly, and there he's trying to clear it into a mass of bodies there, the full-back Yuri, and that is asking for trouble. And here's the goal of the game. Lamal, who would have since missed two easier chances. 32nd minute, 2-1 to Barca. Sunset equalising in the 48th minute. I don't know how much of the atmosphere you can hear, but just take my headphones off for a minute. It is absolutely tumultuous here in San Mamés at the moment. Both coaches having their pre-extra time team talks. Three substitutions. Athletic have used all of theirs, just bringing on Ander Herrera and Oscar de Marcos just before the start of extra time, or just at the end of normal time. Sunset, you never walk alone. wonder how this is going to go. Athletic expended a massive amount of energy in that second half. Will they be able to keep it up? So we have 2 more periods of 15 minutes. Just saying we have to have a little toss of a coin there, the referee's saying. The volume rises. Said 2 years ago it went to extra time, with an Ikamuniain penalty finally deciding it. The captain's not going to get into the game today though. So it'll be Barca to get the ball rolling in what has been a great Copa del Rey side tie. First half, Athletic took the lead, but you say Barca was clearly the better team. I'd say after the break, Athletic had probably been better, but Barca had 2 massive chances that Lamine Yamal couldn't take. And that means we have another half hour to enjoy, or suffer, depending on where your loyalties lie. If you're a neutral, it's probably great stuff. If you support one of the 2 teams, you probably haven't got many fingernails left. Barca need João Felix to take a step forward. He's one of those players who has magic in his boots, but doesn't always show it. Dani Vivian looking for Iñaki Williams, who's got round the back of Hector Font. Iñaki sets, oh, he doesn't set up his brother. Just too much on it. Still Nico, they're looking to take on Koundé. Feeds it back to Yuri. And I think that's going to be offside. Got Iñaki. I don't think Iñaki Williams would have been expecting to play 30 minutes and extra time. Sander Herrera, who had a decent contact on that, it was going wide. Obviously, if it is still level after extra time, it would go to penalties. Hector Font. João Felix looks for that ball, looking for Ferran Torres. That's a decent ball. He's come a long way, Julian, and finds the ball. The Athletic keeper. Good ball there. I think that was a hint of what João Felix can offer. Meanwhile, Sunset and Hector Font battle it out. Free kick for Barca. Font puts Sunset off balance. Sunset catches Font. Free kick for Barca. Good pressure there from veteran Oscar de Marcos. João Felix de Koundé. Once again looking to make something happen, isn't he? Pedri. So flitted in and out of the game, hasn't he, Pedri? I don't think he's still fully fit after his latest injury. And to Sunset. It's pretty easy for Font there ahead of Iñaki. He doesn't look at his very best. It's unsurprising, as I say, making a flying return after the African Cup of Nations. Gundogan works it across. Koundé to Lamal. This time Nico gets the better of him, and this might be a booking, I think. Oh, we like to see the referee go down. That's a yellow card, lad. And the shirt swapping's after the game. I think it shows, look, you knowing how fast Lamal is, I think that shows you just how fast Nico Williams is as well. I make that 5 Barca players booked. Lamine, De Jong, Christensen, Ferran and Hector Font. Oscar de Marcos. It's a lovely ball out to Iñaki Williams. Oh, he's gone right across the face of goal. It's found Nico. Nico's turned one way. Nico puts it into the side netting. Oh, actually, it's gone off a Barca player. Let's have a look here. It's gone off Araujo. Look at Araujo's reaction there as well. Well, it's midnight here. As that one drifts past, no, it's not midnight, it's 25 minutes to midnight. Sergio Roberto prepares to come on for Barca. A little bit of experience, I think, in a difficult encounter. To worry about kick-off time sometimes in Spain. 9:30 is not really ideal if you've got work or school tomorrow. Font might have fancied his chances there for beating De Marcos for pace, but goes back to Gundogan, who's played intelligently all game. Sunset, who's just run and run and run. Pedri. It's going to go back to Julian, who sends it long. Villalibre battles it out with Araujo. Got a bit too much on it for Iñaki Williams, has it? No, it hasn't. think he had a bit more time there than he thought, Ander Herrera, but once again Athletic carving out half chances, not taking them. There's nobody in the 6-yard box for him. It's because showing that replay, Villa Libre went down, and it's Pedri who's come off for Barca. It is indeed. So he's had a lot of muscle problems, Pedri, so it does seem wise not to make him play 120 minutes. Sergio Roberto solid. Well, I do think he's better at right back than in midfield, but he did start out as a central midfielder. Throwing goes for Barca. Kubasi. Back to Terfon. I have to credit to Barca, they are hanging on with two 17-year-olds. Well, hanging on. They're playing with two 17-year-olds in defence. Hector Font at left back, who's basically a right back, and Pau Kubasi, who's just going to get the ball now, playing in central defence. Gundogan once again working a bit of space. If it comes to penalties, there's still another 20 minutes to go before that happens. Just to let you know, Athletic have actually missed the last two penalties they've taken in the league. There's Gundogan. Lamal. Barca building up patiently, something they weren't able to do in the second half. Oof. Using his experience there, Ander. Credit to Barca that Xavi is willing to bring in 17-year-olds, isn't it? And that they look confident as well. I mean, they play currently in the Barca B team. Barca Athletic are playing the third tier, the RFEF 1, but still a big step up from playing Sabadell or Cornellà to playing a Copa del Rey set quarter-final in San Mamés. I have to say, they've shown maturity, a lot of maturity. Koundé, Araujo. Looking to pressure Hector Font. It back to his compadre, young companion Kubasi, who picks out Frenkie de Jong with a lovely pass. He's going to open up in the middle for Barca. In fact, gives it back to Font. And that's a nice ball into space. So again, it needs to be cleared. Oof, and in the end, he's given a foul in attack. Xavi can't believe it. So again, he gets his body in there, Ander Herrera, doesn't he? Tempted to say it was 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Chances. We haven't seen any in this first period of extra time, but it's so tense. And once again, that's a good ball. Islamal going to get there. Unfortunately, he isn't. Throw in for Athletic, as you say. Only 16 years old. Ooh. Is there a hand there from Yuri? I'm sure that's what he's trying to show us. And there, Anda, just very clever, doesn't he? Just makes sure that Koundé can't get to the ball. Munyain ready to come on for Athletic. Obviously, you can have an extra sub in injury time, in extra time. Not seen much of the Buffalo yet. Asier Villalibre. Barca just enjoying a little spell of possession. Once again, space for Frenkie de Jong. He's got Sunset snapping away at him. Remember, he's been booked, Sunset. Gundogan. Font. Hey, the ball cannoning kindly there to João Felix. But once again, Athletic getting numbers back. A little bit of a dive in there. Is that 1 minute or... Actually, no, it's not Iker Munyan, it's Mikel Jauregui, replacing Unai Gomez. So it looks as if he's got a bit of a knock there, doesn't it? Or a little bit of a strain. Run around like a wild bull, Unai Gomez, in the second half and for the first period of extra time. I wonder if he's just going to join Alex Berenguer or Ruiz Galarreta on the Athletic injury list. So whatever happens, it's going to turn out expensive. So again, the referee playing on. I think he's signalled 1 minute of injury time. Mikel Jauregui, who's just come on, player with another B team player from the Athletic squad, another youth team product. He's impressed in Bilbao Athletic, who play in the fourth tier, a tier below Barca's B team, so a bit of a step up from the lad. Closing seconds of this first period of extra time. Well, it may be a step up, but he's found the Buffalo. It's fallen to Iñaki! Iñaki Williams hits the post and puts it into the back of the net! Unbelievable! The man has paid for his air ticket with interest! Unbelievable! Iñaki! Well, that is the story of this game if it stays like that. 24 hours ago, he's just got on a plane to fly back, and now he's scored what might be the winning goal. There's 15 minutes still to play. Look at that. Jauregui does brilliantly. Villalibre, no offside. No, the first one hits the post. He has the foresight to put it in on the rebound. 3-2 to Athletic. Iñaki Williams. Unbelievable. I'm just going to take a 5-second break to breathe. Breathing time over, and listen to the crowd here in San Mamés. There's still the second period of extra time to go, hey? But Iñaki Williams, I think, if it stays like this, has written headlines for every sports paper in Spain. There you have it, 3-2 to Athletic at the end of the first period of extra time. A period of hardly any chances. So what's Valverde telling his players now? Just keep it going, 15 minutes away. For what will be a famous win. And a place in the semi-finals alongside Real Sociedad, Celta. Not sure Sanz had exactly meant that assist. It's a good reaction from Iñaki Williams there. And also great work from Jauregui Sarr. Just come on, the youngsters, a substitute. And the two brothers. Just looking down at the pitch, is Yuri getting some instructions from Valverde. Referee's ready to go. Barca making another substitution. It's another youngster coming on, Marc Gio, who is another teenager, another 17-year-old. And when the two teams played in the Camp Nou earlier this season in the league, scored the winning goal for Barcelona. Came on, and as they say in Spain, kissed the saint. He replaces Yamin Lamal, who I think has run himself into the ground. He must be regretting those two chances he missed in the second half. Scored a screamer, but missed two great chances. Yuri puts that one into orbit. Iñaki Williams chases it down. Appeals for handball. I think you appeal if the ball hits the defender in the area, full stop, don't you, these days? Corner. And of course, Ernesto Valverde sacked after winning 2 league titles with Barca, with the team top of the league in 2020. Just before Athletic knocked them out with the Copa del Rey. Jauregui Sarr, it loops, it's wide. There's Villa Libre with that header. Still plenty of time for Barca. Just over 13 minutes left in this second period of extra time. Let's not forget the 2 finalists of the Copa del Rey also win a ticket to the Super Cup in Saudi Arabia. And now Barca 3rd in the league. No way are they assured of a top 2 finish in the league. So if they don't get to the Cup final, who knows? Maybe you won't see them in Saudi Arabia next January. Oh, that's nicely played. And that was Marc Gio. Or Joe. I confess my Catalan pronunciation isn't brilliant. Dani Vivian. Forcing the throw-in. Oscar de Marcos to take. Yellow card for Ander, I think. Goes in a bit. Yeah, it goes in a bit. I think you can really complain about that, Ander Herrera. So dangerous free kick now for Barca. I think at this stage of the game every free kick's dangerous. Played short. De Jong looking to pull the strings. It's a decent delivery, but there's Asier Villalibre to collect. Iñaki Williams again. Sprays that one, looking for Nico. To Iñaki Peña. Sergio Roberto. Iñaki Williams also scored the winner when Athletic beat Barca 3-2 in the 2021 Spanish Super Cup. Once again, another one played in an empty stadium in La Cartuja in Seville. Nico keeps the work rate going. Tell you what, Athletic played Cadiz on Sunday. Cadiz has got a new coach, Manuel Pellegrini. I get mixed up with Pellegrino, former Alaves Southampton coach as well. Might fancy the chances of winning on his debut. Time continues to tick down. Ferran Torres curls that in. Oh dear. Bit of a misunderstanding there between Villalibre and Sunset, but Villalibre goes. Iñaki Williams is taken out off the ball. The referee waving the players away. This is pretty good refereeing. Hector Font has been booked. Well, I think Hector Font's very lucky not to get a second yellow card there. I suppose if you're a Barca fan, you'd say that Sunset could have seen one as well in the second half. Villalibre looking to chase, and bundles over. Nice De Jong, nice play from Frenkie De Jong, looks to thread that one in, and Joe into the midriff of Julen Aguirre-Zabala. Got to say, the cup is probably Barca's, does really well there to hold off the challenge of Yuri. Probably Barca's best chance of a major trophy this year. They lost the Super Cup, though, 7 points behind in the league, and the form they've shown, you wouldn't say that they were favourites for the Champions League. Sunset to Iñaki Williams. Koundé only half clears. Nico kicks thinner. Barca got a player down with a touch of cramp, perhaps. And Atletico aren't going to be stopping. Jauregui curls that one in. Oh, what a save from Peña. That was it. That was the tie. Brilliant save from Iñaki Peña. Great save from the Barca keeper there. Jauregui, what an impact he's had since coming on. So it's close to him, but you've got to get across and you've got to make the save. So close, that. It's kept Barca's cup hopes alive. Hector Font, by the way, who needed a bit of treatment. As I say, he's come on. I think he's played really well, but my word, he's been up against Iñaki Williams, he's been up against Nico Williams. Owen Sanset on a good day. 6.5 minutes left of normal time. I suppose we'll get a couple more minutes added on at the end of this extra time. Barca now need a goal to take it to penalties. There must be two sets of really tired players out there. Oh, an Athletic player's down with cramp. The referee once again stopping the action. It's Yuri, I think it's Yuri Verchiche. Frankie de Jong gets a bit of a huff. De Jong talks himself into a booking. A bit extreme. And you think you get booked for that, but Hector Font didn't get booked for pulling back Iñaki. Sometimes you've got to get your criteria a little bit more. Anyhow, 5 minutes left of extra time, plus whatever the referee adds on. It's not the time for the one-on-one, is it? Oscar de Marcos. Libre does a really good job holding that up. Well, that's a really bad challenge from De Jong. And the referee after booking him for talking, doesn't book him for that. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking down. Dani Vivian sends it long. Just have to look as if they've got a bit more in the legs, Athletic, but 4 minutes plus, I'd say a couple more are plenty can happen. Gundogan. Once again, that little hesitation, and off goes Iñaki on the run. Gets past one challenge, gets pulled back again. This time it's Sergio Roberto. Seven, 8 yellow cards. Wow, what an impact Iñaki's having. What a story as well. I say his flight back yesterday and this morning were the most watched flights on Flight Tracker in the world. Play on, says the referee. Charged down by Nico, and honestly the noise is almost undescribable. I'm glad I've got headphones on. Once again Villa Libre does well, and once again the referee plays on. Athletic recovering the ball though, Barcelona not keeping it. 2 minutes left. mixed ranks of Athletic Club Bilbao supporters. Nico Williams into the corner. That's not clever from Nico. You've got to keep the ball down that other end. Jauregui wins it back though. Ball over the top for Nico. He's looking for a fourth, isn't he? Left side flag is up. Once again, Ferran Torres tries but fails. Xavi wants his players to go forward. Ernesto wants one last effort. 30 seconds left, it's got to go long. Oof. It's the chance for one last moment of drama as Julen comes. Nico. Has he got the legs on him? No, he hasn't, but it's with Villa Libre. We're in added time, in extra time. And Oyin Sancet carries it clear. There's no idea how much is going to be added on. 1 minute. And there it is, 4-2 to Athletic Club Bilbao. The Lions have done it again. Barcelona won't be putting out any more tweets about winning the cup. Athletic have done it again, and Barcelona's season hangs by a thread. Unbelievable stuff here in San Mamés. Nico joins his brother on the score sheet. He's going to get booked for it, but who cares? And that is the shirt he wants to wear. Great work from the Buffalo. Sancet, who has been unbelievable. And there Nico took his time into the far corner. Athletic are into the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey. There it is, it's all over in San Mamés. Unbelievable, what a performance. Football Club Barcelona's season goes from bad to worse. There you get another look at it. Everyone on the pitch now celebrating. To be honest, at half-time, I thought they were out for the count. But the introduction of Unai Gomez at half-time turned the game around. Sancet equalised. Athletic probably the best team in the second half. And they were the better team in extra time as well. Ernesto Valverde. Oh, apparently he wasn't good enough for Barcelona. He's good enough for Athletic. We'll hear from a couple of players very quickly after this, but meanwhile just enjoy the atmosphere and the Athletic hymn. 51,000 Athletic Club Bilbao fans having a whale of a time. Well, the story before the game, good to see the Two youngsters, still good friends, obviously international teammates. Before the game, the story was all about Iñaki Williams flying back from the Ivory Coast. The story after the game is that he put Athletic ahead in extra time, and his brother scored a fourth. Incredible stuff. That's what makes the Copa del Rey so very, very special. And what makes it so special in Bilbao, they have not lost a tie over one game in 5 years. And in that time, they've knocked Barca out 3 times. And what they do, Athletic, is they support and they cheer and they share it with their fans as well. It's what makes this club so very, very special. Nico Sanset, Unai Gomez, well, I don't know if he went off injured or exhausted, but he looks all right now. We'll hear from a Barca and an Athletic player in a moment. But I don't think there's any team, any fans that live football alongside their players like this. And I think, as I say as well, credit to Barca. It has been a real testament to football, this game. But this is what it's all about, isn't it? That man will get a few headlines tomorrow, and hopefully will now have a well-deserved night's sleep. I'm not sure if we're meant to get a flash interview from players from each side, but I can see them down there, but we're not getting the interviews. We're just getting the celebrations, but I think this is perhaps more relevant. Look at that. Now even the substitutes, Rita Galarreta, will he be fit for the next round? The draw is on Friday. 1 o'clock. So far in the hat, we've got Mallorca, Real Sociedad, Athletic. Tomorrow it'll be Atletico Madrid or Sevilla. Could we have a Basque derby in the semis? Anyhow, with this celebration, we're going to say goodbye from San Mamés after an absolutely incredible, emotional and draining night of football. 120 minutes, but once again the Lions have clawed Barcelona. out of the Copa del Rey.